Welcome, trainer. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to relax. You find yourself waking up in your small but cozy bedroom in Pallet Town. The early morning sunlight filters through your window, casting a golden glow on the wooden floorboards. You stretch and rise, feeling the gentle hum of excitement for the journey ahead. This day is special. It's the day you begin your adventure as a Pokémon trainer. You glance around your room. There's your trusty PC in the corner, your desk scattered with notes and doodles of your favorite Pokémon, and your red hat resting on the nightstand. The sound of Pidgeys chirping outside fills the air. Everything feels alive and full of possibility. You put on your gear, adjusting your backpack, and step downstairs where your mom is waiting with a smile. "Good luck on your adventure," she says warmly. "Professor Oak is waiting for you. Make sure to see him before you leave town." You nod, her encouragement filling you with determination. The door creaks open as you step outside, the fresh air of Pallet Town embracing you. The quiet village is serene, with its small houses and winding dirt paths. The oak trees sway gently in the breeze, and the nearby pond glistens under the morning sun. As you walk toward Professor Oak's lab, you see children playing with their Pokémon and neighbors waving. Each step carries you closer to your dream. Finally, you arrive at the large, welcoming lab with its gleaming glass windows and the hum of scientific equipment inside. You enter, and there he is, Professor Oak, the wise and kind researcher whose work you've admired for years. He turns to you with a warm smile, his white lab coat swaying as he moves. "There you are," he says. "Today is the day you choose your first Pokémon." He leads you to a table with 3 Pokéballs neatly arranged. Each one contains a partner who will join you on your journey. The professor gestures to them, his voice filled with pride. Inside these Pokéballs are 3 wonderful Pokémon, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Each has unique strengths and qualities. Choose wisely. You reach out, your hand hovering over the Pokéballs. Your heart races as you consider your choice. Finally, you pick Charmander, the fire-type Pokémon with a flame burning brightly on its tail. The Pokéball feels warm and comforting in your hand as you release Charmander. It looks up at you with curious, trusting eyes, letting out a cheerful cry. The bond between you is immediate. Suddenly, your rival, Blue, strides into the lab, his confidence as sharp as ever. "Hey," he calls out. "So, you've got a Pokémon too. Let's see whose is stronger." Before you know it, you're thrust into your first battle. Blue chooses Squirtle, its determined gaze meeting Charmander's fiery spirit. The lab fills with energy as the battle begins. Charmander starts with Scratch, its claws glinting in the lab's light as it strikes Squirtle. Squirtle counters with Tackle, the force of its attack momentarily pushing Charmander back. The intensity builds with each move, but you remain calm, guiding Charmander with encouraging words. Finally, Charmander lands a decisive hit, and Squirtle concedes defeat. Blue grumbles but congratulates you begrudgingly. "You've got a good start," he admits before leaving. Professor Oak claps his hands, his eyes twinkling. "Well done. Remember, training Pokémon takes care and patience. Now, take this Pokédex. It will help you record data on the Pokémon you encounter." You thank him and step out of the lab, Charmander by your side. Your next destination is the Pokémon Center. The small building at the edge of Pallet Town glows invitingly. Inside, Nurse Joy greets you with a kind smile. "Welcome," she says. "Would you like me to heal your Pokémon?" You hand her Charmander's Pokéball, and within moments, it's returned to you, fully restored. You feel a deep sense of gratitude and readiness for the journey ahead. With supplies and your Pokédex in hand, you set off toward Route 1. The dirt path stretches before you, flanked by tall grass swaying gently in the wind. The sound of rustling leaves and distant cries of wild Pokémon fills the air. Charmander walks beside you, its tail flame flickering brightly. As you venture deeper, you encounter your first wild Pokémon, a flock of Pidgeys fluttering down from the trees. One of them hops toward you, its eyes curious but cautious. Charmander steps forward, ready for action. A quick battle ensues, and Charmander's Ember attack sends the Pidgey scurrying back into the grass. The thrill of the encounter fills you with excitement. Further along the route, you spot a group of Rattatas darting between the tall grass. Their small, agile forms move quickly, but one pauses to sniff the air. You and Charmander approach carefully, and with a well-aimed Ember, Charmander knocks it unconscious. You can tell Charmander is getting good experience, making it a better battler. The journey continues, and you come across a small stream cutting through the landscape. You pause to let Charmander drink, the serene sound of flowing water calming your mind. Nearby, you notice a patch of berries growing. You pick a few, their sweet aroma filling the air, and store them in your bag for later use. As the sun begins to set, the skyline of Viridian City appears on the horizon. The city's buildings shimmer in the golden light, a beacon of progress and promise. You quicken your pace, eager to reach the safety and comfort of the Pokémon Center. Along the way, you reflect on the day's events, the bonds you've formed, the challenges you've faced, and the excitement of what's yet to come. Finally, you step into Viridian City, the bustling streets alive with trainers, Pokémon, and the promise of new adventures. The Pokémon Center welcomes you once again, its warm glow a reminder that you're never alone on this journey. You hand over your Charmander for healing, thanking Nurse Joy as she returns it to you. As you settle in for the night, your thoughts drift to the road ahead. The world is vast, filled with mysteries and challenges waiting to be explored. But for now, you rest, your Pokémon by your side, the flicker of Charmander's tail flame casting a soft, reassuring glow. The next morning, you rise with the first light of dawn filtering through the windows of the Pokémon Center. Charmander is already awake, its tail flame burning brightly, a sign of its eagerness to continue. After gathering your belongings, you step out into Viridian City, the streets quiet in the early hours. Your thoughts turn to Professor Oak. He had mentioned a parcel that needed delivering. You make your way to the local Pokémart, its blue roof standing out amidst the other buildings. Inside, the clerk greets you warmly. "A new trainer," he exclaims. "Professor Oak's parcel just arrived. Could you take it to him back in Pallet Town?" You nod, accepting the neatly wrapped package. It feels important, and you can't help but wonder what it contains. With the parcel secured in your bag, you set out back toward your hometown. The journey down Route 1 feels familiar yet fresh. The morning air is crisp, and the tall grass sways gently in the breeze. Along the way, you notice a flock of sparrows flying overhead, their cries echoing through the open skies. Charmander walks beside you, its tail flame flickering with each step. As you near Pallet Town, the comforting sights of home come into view. The small houses, the pond shimmering in the sunlight, and the familiar oak trees all fill you with a sense of nostalgia. You head straight to Professor Oak's lab, eager to deliver the parcel. Professor Oak greets you warmly. "You've returned." And with the parcel, no less. He takes the package from you and opens it, revealing a set of Pokéballs and other equipment. "These will be invaluable for your journey," he explains, handing you a set of Pokeballs as a token of gratitude. With these, you'll be able to catch and train many Pokémon. Your next destination is clear, back to Route 1 to put these Pokeballs to use. With Charmander at your side, you step onto the familiar path once again, the thrill of catching new Pokémon bubbling within you. The tall grass rustles as you venture deeper, your senses attuned to every sound. It doesn't take long before you encounter a Rattata. The small, agile Pokémon emerges from the grass, its whiskers twitching as it eyes you curiously. Charmander steps forward, ready for action. After a brief battle where Charmander's scratch move weakens the Rattata, you throw a Pokéball. It shakes once, twice, 3 times, and clicks shut. You've caught your first Pokémon, the excitement coursing through you as you hold the Pokéball in your hands. Encouraged by your success, you continue exploring the route. Soon, you spot a Pidgey hopping along the path. Its soft coos and flapping wings draw your attention. Charmander engages it with a gentle ember, weakening it just enough. You toss another Pokéball, and with a satisfying click, the Pidgey becomes a part of your growing team. You take a moment to pause and reflect, your new Pokémon resting alongside Charmander. The bonds you're forming with each one feel profound, a reminder of the journey you've embarked upon. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, you decide it's time to return to Viridian City. The road ahead is long, but the experiences you've already had fill you with anticipation for what's to come. Arriving back in Viridian City, you head straight for the Pokémon Center to heal your team. Nurse Joy welcomes you with her warm smile, taking your Pokéballs and returning them shortly, fully restored. You thank her and step outside, the city alive with activity. Trainers exchange tips, Pokémon play in the open spaces, and the air hums with excitement. The day has been full of growth and discovery, and as you look toward the path leading north, you know that this is only the beginning. The journey ahead promises new challenges, new friends, and countless adventures. For now, you take a deep breath, savoring the moment, and prepare to take your next step.